Hello, I'm Joanne Jobin. I'm the founder of the Mining Investment Event in the North, which is being held this year in Quebec City in June. Today, I'm very pleased to be with one of our most important sponsors, Glencore Canada, who was one of the key sponsors for the Student Sponsorship Program, now in its second year. As a matter of fact, our program is now recognized as one of the largest fully funded conference programs in the country, hosting 50 students from across Canada, where we provide a unique and close experience for our students with executives and investors from the global mining community. And now I will turn it over to Alexis Segal, Head of Government Relations and Public Affairs for Glencore, who will introduce himself and tell you a little bit about Glencore. Alexis, over to you.
Hello, it's my pleasure to be with you today. Yes, indeed, one of my roles is to work with communication, corporate affairs for Glencore Canada. Glencore Canada is part of Glencore International, and Glencore Canada operates assets in zinc, nickel, copper, all over the country, essentially, mostly in Quebec and Ontario, but we have activities in Eastern Canada and on the West Coast also, even in the Nunavut and the Nunavik. So we're quite spread out across the country, and we are definitely the largest miner for critical metal and minerals, per se, cobalt, nickel, copper, and zinc. And we're very proud to play that role. Furthermore, we also play a super important role in recycling.
Okay, thank you very much, Alexis. So now let's get on to the most important questions, and that is perhaps you can share with our audience the reason why you decided to become a sponsor for the students. And we know this is an important program for us internally, but why did you decide to become a sponsor?
Company competing at the world scale like Glencore, we have access to the same financial resource, to the same technical resource. The thing that makes the difference between us, our peer, is the way people work together. So that's why the human capital is critical. And not only the human capital, but the ability of that human capital to work with different mindset, but together. And that's where we believe that we can create a differentiator. And on this, finding the right people at young age and bringing them in the company young, that's also brings some diversity. And we will make sure that we include that diversity in the way we work. So that's why it's important for us, those kind of program where we try to support younger brain and to enter the fascinating mining and metallurgical work in which we operate.
Thank you. And how do you think this program will assist these young students in the industry? And why do you think the program is important for the Canadian mining industry as a whole? Not just for Glencore, but for Canadian mining as a whole?
Like I said, the mining, I think that we hope this program will bring to the student is that the mining work is much more than digging holes. It's engineering, planning, risk management, environmental management, human resources management, it's financial engineering, it's social engineering, it is mining engineering also, and all that is important. And I think we need to fight the preconception that miners are, very narrow. To the contrary, when you enter the world of metal and mining, you enter in the immense world of opportunity for all sorts of background. So that's why I think it's an opportunity also for those students to be confronted with the world at the conference, where their financier, where their project proponent, exploration company, financial support, and then they can see the large scope of what the mining world can bring them, and their career in front of them could be so interesting.
Yes, and I will say that for us, when we created this program, we launched it last year, it was really important for us not just to say it's for geologists. We said, business, geology, metallurgy, earth sciences, communications, all aspects, anything that would touch the mining industry, we opened it up to those students. So
and the mining industry touched to everything.
Exactly.
The heart of our life. Looks around you, and you look at any city is mine, essentially,
Exactly.
So it's,
Exactly. And that's why, I'm always I want these young investors and young people who may not even know about mining or may have a different idea about mining. They should take a look at what's going on and how necessary it is and how much the mining industry has done globally for the communities in which it serves. So, that's my little rant for the young investors, but we'd love to see them at this conference as well. So the final question is, and I know I've looked at your website and I know how important diversity is to Glencore. So maybe you could say a little something about your diversity practices and what you're doing to support sustainability and diversity.
And that's a very good question, and it's fundamental to what we do. Like I said a bit earlier, having people working together is the main differentiator that we can have. And if we have people from all sort of background working together, that's the plus. That's where you can create additional value. So for that, and we're lucky because Glencore, we operate in more than 30 countries. We operate in 6 languages, the company, so already
right.
The diversity in the linguistical part is 30 countries. We sell product probably in more than 150 countries. So
wow.
we're definitely a global company. And that's a very good way to be infused by the importance of inclusion. Because diversity is one thing, but more important than diversity is inclusion. So for us, that's what we're definitely working on. In terms of sustainability, we already in that word for many topics, and I would like to raise the example of recycling. For example, in Canada, Glencore is the largest recycler of e-scrap, electronic scrap. 50,000 tons of old computers, old phones are recycled. Out of that, we are, for example, the biggest producer of palladium and platinum in Canada, which is a critical metal. And it's extracted through the recycling loop and the circular economy. And the role that the metal industry and metallurgical industry can play in recycling is critical. You can recycle, but if you want to do it at scale, to make really a difference, you need to leverage, the assets that the mining and metallurgical world offer. At Glencore, we started recycling in the Second World War, because at that time it was, very demanding and important, but we never stopped recycling, and we are by far probably the biggest recycler of metal, in definitely in Canada and probably in North America. So that's an example of investment in sustainability. But there's many other that we can talk about, the way when we close a mine, the expertise we put and the effort we put to make sure that at the end of the life, the legacy we leave is positive in terms of environment, but also in terms of social and in terms of development opportunities.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining me today and for talking about Glencore's role in mining, how important it is, your diversity issues, your inclusion issues. And once again, thank you so much for being a major sponsor of the student program. I know Glencore and Osisko Mining are going to make a difference in the lives of these young people that are going to be joining us at the event in Quebec City, June 4th to 6th. Thank you again, Alexis. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.